Welcome back to our Space Engineer Survival series. There's a couple of bits that I forgot to build in the last episode that we're going to need, and then I forgot one that I knew I hadn't done yet. So we're going to take care of that. We need a connector and a programming block, in addition to the antenna that is currently constructing. Oh, I don't have the full-sized assembler, so I can't do it through the assembler. So I need a programmable block and a connector. I'll go ahead and middle click those so that I can add them to the build planner. And then I'm not sure how shift middle click will respond to this, if it will try to queue up the antenna again. Yeah, it looks like it did. That's annoying. Alright, so now that that's done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop squat in here, and I'm going to access the welder from here while I'm sitting in it so that I don't have to worry about power constraints. Oh, no, not yet. I need to actually place these items first, because I can't weld them until they're placed. I don't know if you can see, since I didn't increase the video's resolution, because that would be size and performance. But I have a new monitor that has a higher maximum resolution than my old one. I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so now that those things are placed, I can go sit back in the cockpit. So I don't have to worry about energy and oxygen and such. We are going to use the welder. So the first thing that we need to do is dock up with the Mega Miner transferred all the components, because we can't actually fit them all in our inventory, especially the antenna components, because those radio components in particular are gigantic, and there's a lot of them. I need to turn the connector back on. So apparently looping back to control the ship that you're already sitting in is not a thing that you can do. That's fine. Everything's backwards. Close enough. The welder inventory over here, because we don't have the push command configured on the thing, the Mega Miner. think we need that many interior plates. Okay, looks like we're done. I'm gonna go ahead and grab them anyway, just because better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. I don't think I need these either, but again, can't get them in there. Oh, that's right, because, wait a minute, why can't I get them in there? I'm sitting in that cockpit. Alright, well, hopefully I don't need them. Okay, so disconnect the connector, switch cameras, finder I'm supposed to be pointing. It's fun that the welder's a weapon. The main issue that we've got with this right now is that there's no power on it. I also should probably be a little bit concerned about the power on the ice station now that I think about it, because I've got an antenna on there that's got pretty high range. I did not mean to weld up that block, but whatever. I think I'm just using a couple of solar panels for power on the ice station. I don't know if that's going to be enough to keep that running. Whatever, we'll find out. Most likely the hard way. What happened? Apparently I didn't bring enough bits. Had them on me. Whatever. Alright, so this is supposed to be a scripting episode. I'm going to be late releasing it. I realized that already. Oh, I need to power cycle it. Stupid. thing, because it's not showing up here on my list, and I'm pretty sure it should be. This is Platinum Station 1. Antenna's not complete. How is this happening? Well, that's a much better reason for it not showing up than the stupid bug that we're dealing with. Somehow I had all the computers that I needed in my inventory. Oh, looks like they fixed that bug. That's nice of them. Alright, well, let's just drill one first of all. Second of all, I'm not sure why this is so shaky. Oh, I might know why this is so shaky. Because the piston and the rotor do not have the inertia tensors being shared. That's better. Alright. So the issue with doing the scripting now is that this is not actually done. Really, we need to be in our fully extended position to do this, or are fully constructed with the radial pistons and all that. So I was getting a little bit ahead of myself promising that. I think we're going to do an extra episode of construction. I'm not going to try to get this all done and do the scripting today. Instead, what we will do, this can keep spinning, is we are going to extend out the piston bit by bit. And I'm honestly not sure, I don't remember if we can get all the platinum with just the one piston. We might even need another piston on here, which would be a bit aggravating. So maximum distance we're going to bring down to 1 meter. And this is what the scripting block is for, is to control all this, but I'm not going to write a temporary script just for the construction phase of this. That seems a little bit excessive. So I'll just do this part manually, and then once we get everything drilled out the way we want it, we can script it up properly. So this is going to extend the piston out down to 1 meter. And then once we complete a rotation, so we're not worried about the drills getting obstructed when we move them, we'll go down another meter. And this is probably going to end up being kind of a slow episode, and you're going to get the picture fairly shortly as far as what we're doing and what happens, so sorry about it. But I'm just going to sit in here because I have access to the remote grid to do all the controls. So piston's out where it's supposed to be. We're pulling platinum in, we got plenty of room. I don't have any remote control blocks on here or anything, so like I have to do this all through the control panel. Or you know, the script, which is fine, whatever. Like I said, I really only needed to do one rotation. I wasn't really keeping track of where it was when we started, so I'm just going to let it do another one at this point from where I started looking at it now, and then we'll go down by another meter. You could probably get away with spinning a little bit faster too, but I'm not worried about it. Because usually we control our drilling rate with the pistons, and since we're doing that, maybe we can spin as fast as we want to, just about. It's more of a concern if we're spinning too slowly than if we're spinning too quickly. Because if we're spinning too slowly, then the pistons will push us out and we'll bind up the drills. But if we're spinning quickly enough, then the pistons moving slowly is what keeps us from jamming up the drills. Since we're not moving the piston that's actually operating right now, we don't have to worry about that. Instead, we have to worry about actually clearing out everything that we've got so that we can move down. Like we're worried about what's on our side rather than what's on our front from the drill's perspective. What's on the side of the drills instead of what's on the front of the drills. So that's the direction we have to worry about moving too quickly in. I said I was going to let it go all the way around, but I know I got at least this far before, so I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Because again, I realize that this is going to be a little bit dull to sit and watch, because we're just basically extending the piston a little bit and then waiting for it to spin around. And again, we're worried about the side here, so we do want to move these pistons slowly. Alright, that's fully extended. Now we watch the rotor spin. Something we could do is we can steal the prefix code. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think we have it on here. We do not have it on here. We got it on the cargo shuttle, which is on Space Industry. It's docked up to it. Shuttle controller. This is also where our autopilot is, but I'm not going to copy that over. No point having it on a station. Add prefix and find prefix are the two functions that we need. And we need to have grid prefix on the programming block. Where am I running these? Right here. Get blocks of type, add prefix. Almost done with a full rotation, so I'll do that before I paste and do that. Alright, piston can go down a little more. This is a constructor, so it doesn't have a return type. Now I'll go ahead and set it to update 100. All I need is connected also. Should be sufficient. Apparently not. Couldn't find grid terminal block. Oh, it's my terminal block. I should have known that. Let's try that. There we go. This isn't going to do anything because we don't have the prefix set yet. Main method not found. You really want that main method, okay. I don't remember if that was supposed to be public. I think that might have to be public. We'll see. Now if I recompile this, here we go. That's down at 3. I'm pretty sure this should be done by now. So I'm just going to go ahead and extend it. I'm going to take the chance. I want to call this the controller too instead of programmable block. That's just what we've been doing. Let's see how quickly I can write a script to do this. Nice if I could spell rotor. No, I want these in separate conditions. I said you want to see how quickly I can do this, and now I'm wasting all this time doing this instead of what I'm supposed to be doing. I didn't compile that because I know it's broken. Oh, nice. Please don't hit anything important. Alright, so here's the problem that I'm thinking about, is that I don't know what this angle is, but I need to find out when it gets back to it without catching it, you know, immediately afterwards. Because immediately afterwards is not helpful. So I need angle to be greater than the rotor's angle, but like the second time. Well, this doesn't have to be pretty. See, you're getting scripting after all. All right, so the idea is that if the piston's position is at the max limit, then we're all the way down. If angle is -1, then we're going to set the angle where we are. If it's greater than the angle and rotation is set, then we're going to increase the piston's limit. If we're less than the angle and rotation is not set, we're going to set rotation, and this is going to be immediately after, so we don't do anything, we just wait. So else, just say rotating. What I break? My rotor stator is not a thing. Since when? Oh, well, I forgot the dot there. Is it motor stator? It's going to be annoying if this is what I get hung up on. There we go. Okay, rotating. Starting at 190-ish. So the angle is greater than 190 now, but rotation is false. So it's not doing anything. I should just have it echo out rotation. That would have been the smart thing to do. As soon as we hit 360, the rotor angle is going to be less than the angle that we saved, so we're going to set rotation to true. And now when it gets to be greater again, it's going to extend the piston. This is not our long-term script, by the way. This is just quick and dirty. Make this work without me needing to sit there and watch it. And I figured I'd show off some scripting while I was at it, since this was supposed to be a scripting episode. And it shan't be. It's going to be a sit here and watch the whole episode. Not as in watch the entire episode, as in watch the whole in the asteroid. This episode is already late. I've been slacking on the timing, I'll admit it. So now this is extending. So now this is going to come up and say rotating as soon as it gets to the full position. Rotating. We're at 340 something. As soon as it gets to 360-ish, I think that display goes away at that point. No, it doesn't. That's one of those would have been useful things. What's our inventory look like? Starting to pick up some stone. Not a whole lot. Still mostly platinum, which is as it should be. Yeah, that just says rotating, that's fine. And it'll say that until it starts extending the piston, which is going to take until it gets to about 345-ish, 350, whatever. Somewhere around there. I can make the script much more fancy, you know, I could show me what the saved angle is and other nonsense like that, but really what's the point? It's very temporary. And the reason why I need to do this is because we are very close to the edges of the hole here. If I can find which direction I'm supposed to be facing, that way, that way. We're very close to the edges of the hole, and these drills technically need to be out an additional block once they're attached to the piston, because the piston will come to about here. And even still, this is probably going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but the piston will be high enough that we can attach it on the side, since this is an uneven kind of sloped thing. But I want to go ahead and just do that all the way down rather than needing to do it repeatedly, because that would just be silly. What's this down here? Just a weird visual glitch. But this is now doing what it's supposed to do. We're drilling up more stone now, I can see. But we got a lot of platinum. What's our piston position? We're up to 7. Anyway, that's how that's happening. I'm going to go ahead and cut the episode here, because like I said, I'm already late, and I think I've run this long enough. So I want to get this uploaded, and, you know, maybe at least be able to release the episode an hour late, instead of super late. So in the next episode, I will continue construction on this until this is actually done. And then we will get back into scripting, and we'll do a proper script for the station. It's going to be based on the same sort of mechanism and operation strategy as the other stations, but I want the script to be written better, so that's a little bit more general purpose. So that's going to be the idea there, and we'll work on that in probably about I think 2 episodes. You know, the next episode we do should be enough to get this constructed properly. I might even be able to get it constructed properly relatively quickly early on, and then go ahead and do the scripting in the next episode. We'll see how that works out. But thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to see what happens next. Likes, comments, and verbal reviews are welcome. Apologize for the lateness. I know most of you probably don't care, but anyway, thanks again for watching. See you next time. Bye.